Uno, dos, tres, y tato. We got bitches shaking ass in the lato.
Bad girls would like to have fun.
Dun, 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 dun. We literally don't know the words.
Don't you know that you're beautiful, just the way you are, just the way you can.
What's up, you guys? We're
bursting.
because you guys are back on my channel. Welcome back, you guys. As you can see, I have Miss Kailin Chase, the
Hello,
beautiful.
you guys.
I've missed her so much, you guys.
I
I'm so
know.
happy that you're here. First of all, we are going to be furthering the Astrology with Ashley segment today. And how
God.
excited
Oh, God.
are you guys to read Miss Kailin Chase for filth? For absolute filth.
We're
We're gonna read her to filth. We're gonna read her and put her in the ground. So I took an interest in astrology, I don't know, like 5 years ago now. It was one of those rare subjects that when, like the more I read about the topic, the more complicated it got. It was like, there's just so much information out there and it gets really technical. Full disclosure, I am not an expert. However, I am highly interested in it.
You kind of are, though.
I just gather knowledge, and so I love to apply it and analyze people. I like figuring things out. I want to know from you, what about your natal chart, about your zodiac placements, you know, scare you, or like what comes to mind with that?
I wasn't scared about my chart until she's like, this is gonna be a big one. You know what actually does kind of make me nervous about my chart? I feel like sometimes I'm like hella chill, and then sometimes I'm so intense that
You're like
nobody knows like,
up and
who
down,
I
up
really
and down.
am, I feel like.
So if you guys haven't noticed, I have a brand new veneers in. These are actually my
So good.
temporaries. So my dentist is like a quadruple Virgo. And I was like very relieved when I read that because I was like, great, you're a perfectionist, you're detail oriented, you're very thorough, you're logical. This is gonna be a great experience. And so far it actually has. I'll plug my dentist.
Dude, they
Somewhere down
look
here.
so good.
Ding. I'm also going to be doing a veneer vlog, so keep a lookout for that. It's going to be a full, detailed, and extensive vlog about everything to do with my teeth, my new teeth. Astrology can get really complicated, so we're not going to get into everything today, but what I'm really interested in is how Kailin communicates, how she fights, and how she loves. So if you want to see why Kailin is such a hot mess, keep watching. Okay, so if we are looking at this correctly, Kailin is a Gemini Sun, a Taurus Moon, a Gemini Mercury, and a Taurus Venus, and a Virgo Mars. Just to give you guys an element aspect of this, it goes air, earth, earth. So for anybody that's into zodiacs, you'll know a little bit more about what that means. But Kailin, probably one of the biggest reasons you feel so here with your personality is because it literally, you have completely opposite placements, one right after another. So you know a little bit about your Gemini placement, right? Tell me what you know about it.
I mean, like, I know that it makes me really talkative and kind of scatterbrained,
Okay.
Which is very true, very bubbly. I feel like, though, one thing that I don't identify with is, like, I feel like a lot of people think Geminis are mean, and I'm not, like, a mean-spirited person.
Yeah, I think Geminis are an air sign, and air signs, typically, it's just like, it's self-explanatory. Things are just not that deep. They go with the flow. They're very flexible. They are quick to change their mind and adapt. And I think that to some people, that can come across as like maybe disconnected or just a little bit, you know, unempathetic or, you know.
I feel like I'm very empathetic.
I think you're sensitive.
I'm not that sensitive, though.
Really?
No, like, I don't, like, get upset over things very easily. I'm very, like, very laid back. And I think that I portray that I'm sensitive, but really, like, I don't give a f. I feel bad because I'm so laid back that I assume everybody else is laid back. So, like, I won't text you for a week, but I'm, like, totally chilling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're like, nah, I'm all good. I'm low maintenance. I'm go with the flow.
Yeah, like, I'm so, like, chill, like, go with the flow that I assume everybody else is that way. And then I hear people like, oh, so-and-so unfollowed me. And I was like,
what?
do we actually really care about who follows us? You know what I mean? I don't know.
It's true. Well, and I think that that's why we get along so well, because we're both so independent. I mean, I don't depend on you hardly at all, except when we like come together and then we're like, and then we're like, we can go live our lives. Like, you're a married woman, I'm a mother. We go and we do our own things. We don't take it personal. And like when we come back together, we're like, if not, we're just as close, if not closer.
Yeah.
We're gonna start out with her most basic sign. Everyone knows this sign, their sun sign. I'm a Leo, you're a Gemini. So actually both those signs get a pretty strong response. People love to hate Leos too.
They're so easy to hate on. But like,
but Geminis also are one of those signs that people hear and they go, "Wow, you're a Gemini. I don't want to date you. I don't want to talk to you."
So I get nervous with the whole Gemini placement and everything because
like when people ask you, like I go, like, "What's your sign?" and you're like,
I'm like,
"What are you anticipating? Like, what is it?"
I just think that they think I
Because
suck.
James said the same thing. James is also a Gemini.
I don't know. Like, it's like they think that like we're just the worst. Like,
Well, let me read to you a little bit about how Geminis are and, in their most traditional form. So solar Geminis are flexible and changeable people.
so adaptable, yeah.
Their ability to adapt quickly to new situations generally gains them plenty of friends and social contacts. Usually quite clever and witty, Geminis enjoy intellectual conversations, and they are easily bored if they are not getting enough mental stimulation.
Yes, I get bored super easy.
Right. So often quite adept at fitting in with others, Gemini easily adopts the moods of those around them.
Yes.
They are friends to people from all walks of life. They are not easily intimidated. Their ability to detach themselves can make Geminis very objective and observant. That might be the reason that a lot of people feel like you're like insensitive. Don't they say like Geminis are mean, right?
Yeah. I think like my strongest trait is my empathy.
An empathetic Gemini, that is something I have never heard of. You must have other placements because that is not a Gemini trait.
I mean, I've got to. I mean, Brady always says his favorite thing about me is how compassionate and empathetic I am.
Okay. Cool thing about the chart is you don't want to think about it as one thing canceling out another. You want to think about the things working simultaneously. Yeah.
I'm like nervous.
But a little difficult to get close to. Although they don't often have many friends, intimacy doesn't come easily to solar Geminis. So a true intimate connection with people. How do you feel like you
I feel like
that?
I don't relate to that because I feel like I get really intimate with people really quick as far as like friends because I don't waste my time on people I don't like. So like if I like you, I'm gonna like you immediately. You know what I mean? And then I'm
You're
going
like
to like
vibes.
immediately jump in because it's like life is too short to just have like these surface level friendships. You know? I want like deep friendships, you know.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
We're about to go into the moon placement, which is the way, so the moon represents the emotional responses, unconscious predestination, and the self-image. The moon represents the emotions, and the moon sign shows how a person expresses themselves when at home, at ease, and comfortable. So this is
Like your most vulnerable.
your innermost thoughts, the ones that are true to you. So your moon is actually in Taurus, which Taurus is a very dominant sign.
All I know is that Tauruses are like the ones that are like, I just want to like camp outside, climb a mountain with just you.
Familiarity, oh my God, is important to lunar taurines. These people are earthly and strong-willed. Okay, that's how she was in the competition. She was like, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna win this.
I was like, I'm such an underdog.
So they feel with their senses and they are pretty much rooted in their ways. They revel in, well, this is interesting because your sun sign was just very adaptable.
Definitely, I'm extremely adaptable. If I don't like you, like I'll ghost you.
Yeah.
But then again, I ghost people that I love too. Ooh.
Kaylin's a ghoster.
Yeah.
One of my best friends taught me how to not respond.
Like
I did not,
I don't
that
care that
concept
much.
of not responding to things in my early years was not an option for me.
You had to get like the last wording kind of thing?
Yeah. She would be like, why don't you just not say anything? And I'd be like,
Oh, it's because that says more
what?
than saying something.
I'm like, what do you mean not say anything? She's like, you just act like you don't care. And I'd be like, but I do care. I do care a lot,
She's
and
like,
they
I
should know I
literally
care.
can't.
And they're like, she's like, just withhold it from them. They don't deserve. And I'm
They
like,
don't deserve.
oh my God.
See-
It isn't wise to try to push a lunar taurine into doing anything. Ooh. Once they have made a commitment, they are persevering.
Well-
Once you've made a decision.
Yeah, I do feel like once I have something in my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get it no matter what. And I think it's kind of good that like I am so chill about everything else, like being in the center of a room with chaos happening, because it's like I only have one goal.
Yeah.
Whatever goal I have in mind.
Yeah.
But like everything else doesn't matter.
That was such a good way to connect the two signs working together. And I actually really like that because I've yet to read someone's chart that they did that just like on their own. They're like, oh, it works together this
Being
way.
friends with her is teaching me a lot.
But the conservative streak in these natives can be maddening to more progressive personalities. So you have like a path in you based on this that's like just instilled, and you're not gonna tread off that path in any way, which is interesting because your Gemini comes in and is so adaptable and moves all around. So I could see how you confuse people. Does that confuse you about like yourself sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes. I feel like I'm so adaptable that like I'm so interested in every kind of life and so interested to try new things, whether it's something I'm comfortable doing or not.
Do you feel like you have a little bit of a traditional aspect to that level though, to that layer? Do you feel like you fall back on a foundation that's...
Sometimes, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think sometimes, yeah, for sure.
So far, finding out that you have a moon in Taurus, to me, just says that you have a very grounded level of a fundamental part of your personality. So I think that that could totally throw people off because she does come across very lighthearted, kind of, airheaded, if you will, or whatever, flexible, adaptable, all these things, but then she has this, like, purpose.
Yeah.
And it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that about you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get too far into the Ascendant because I do feel like that complicates things, but she actually has a Cancer Ascendant. Her trio, which is the 3 things that people perceive you as, first and foremost, Sun in Gemini, Moon in Taurus, Ascendant in Cancer. So I feel like her image when coming into a room is a little bit, you know, paradoxing. It's kind of like, what, you know, who are you?
I think people care. I think maybe because my Ascendant is Cancer that people think I care so much more than I care.
Yeah.
And being a Gemini, I'm so
Which I don't know if that's good or bad.
Like, I mean, yeah, I kind of think it's bad because it's like people don't know my true intention, so maybe they like try and tiptoe around
I think that's good. All right, great. Well, that was good to know about your moon. So I'm always curious about people's Mercuries.
Okay, so what is the Mercury?
The Mercury represents communication and Cartesian and logical spirit. So this is how you connect the dots. This is how you problem solve and how you communicate.
Okay.
So logical spirit and your expression. And so where your Mercury is placed is the way that you will do these things. So it's important to know if you want to be a good communicator in life and you're into zodiac, okay? So yours is actually in Gemini. Fun fact, so is mine.
That's why we communicate so well, bitch!
My eardrums. Mercury and Gemini people are generally quick-witted. They can come across as somewhat scattered, and this is mainly due to their eclectic interests. They seem to know a little bit about everything. Gemini, so okay, if we go back to like where the zodiac sign representatives came from, it was Greek mythology, and the Gemini actually was the messenger of the heavens. Just a little bit more fun fact about a Mercury in Gemini. So turn to Mercury in Gemini for lots of facts and figures as well as broad knowledge. Their learning is a little superficial. They generally have too many interests to delve in too deeply to anyone.
I'm like a fun fact hoarder. Like, did you know cats hate the smell of orange?
I didn't know that. So this is also something that I suffer with. I am highly intellectual, but it doesn't mean that I'm necessarily disciplined. I'll find something super interesting, read about it for an hour. If I can't grasp the concept, I'll come back to it in like a year or two. But like my attention span is very short. And so I work on that. I find when I take the time to actually focus on something, I am a lot more happier with it. So maybe it's something that we just have to like work on together.
Yeah, is that because of our Mercury and Gemini? That's so interesting.
It is interesting. I'm always the most curious about, because I'm a Leo, and Leos have characteristics for being aggressive.
Do I have anything in Leo?
Ooh, let's see if you have fire. Not in your predominant, no, in your predominant placements, you're air and earth.
That's
no
so
fire at all.
interesting.
And so for you, you'll have a lot of traits, but what you probably won't have is like aggression traits or confrontation traits.
Ooh.
Not that it's something that you're not ever gonna find yourself in, but it's not an impulse or an initial response.
Yeah,
to
I feel like I have
something.
to push myself to be more
Like an anger,
confrontational.
right. So me, I actually have quite a bit of fire in my placement, so I default to temper or aggression or passion or confrontation quite easily and comfortably.
Yeah.
So a lot of times people will think that I'm arguing with them, and actually I'm
You're
just
just
asking
passionate.
questions, and I'm being passionate, and I get misunderstood
that.
a lot. And so, but this isn't about me. I just wanted to relate to Kailin because my Gemini Mercury actually comes in and is very logical. It saves me in a lot of different things because I'm a Leo. So I'm curious to know about your passionate placements, because the Mars represents everything that you're passionate about.
That's gonna be interesting to read because I feel like I'm a very passionate person. I'm not aggressive unless I want something. Like my husband, first day I met him, I was like, I'm gonna marry that man. And then like, I was like, I'm going to make it as an influencer. Like I just like, there's certain things that I put my energy in, and then everything else I'm like, I don't care.
Well, I think everyone can benefit from manifesting. But me personally, like I'm a Leo, I'm very self-centered, and self-centered, don't get that confused with conceited. I am centered in self. And so if
That's a great way to put it, because I don't feel like you're self-centered
I'm not self-centered.
But
it's
you
just,
know your
I'm
worth.
centered here. So if something goes wrong, I go, what did I do? It's a common misconception of Leos, and it's something that we get a bad rep for. We get a bad rap for being conceited and making everything about us. But what it is that
You're just trying to see what you've contributed to the situation, no matter what it is.
So I'd be curious to know what you desire, what your passion is, where your impulse comes from, and that we will find out in reading your Mars.
I'm so
Your
excited.
Mars is the same as my Mars.
Dude, this is why this is so interesting.
It's not a good thing.
Why is that not a good
I don't
thing?
like my Mars.
Virgos are great!
Kaylin's Mars is in Virgo. And also I know a lot about this Mars because I also suffer from this symptom.
I think we speak telepathically, like 90%.
Oh yeah, it's our Gemini.
Like I feel like you always know what I'm thinking. and I always know
Telepathically
what you're
speak to me. Wait, think of the color I'm thinking of. Mars represents the desire for action and physical energy. So your Mars, though, you want to know what that is because it's in Virgo, and Virgo is notorious for not being very passionate. They're a logic-based sign. And
but I'm really passionate.
It's not something that I'm proud of. There are other good things to Virgos. However, this is in the passion placement. So a Virgo passion placement sign is quite contradictory.
I don't agree with that at all.
Can I read you a little bit before you refuse me?
Yes.
I didn't like this either. It really didn't, but you have to understand, notorious traits of a Virgo: detail orientation, hyper analytical. They're also earth signs, so earth signs are grounded by nature, okay? So passion is impulse, it's fire, it's explosion, it's this, it's that. Okay, so let's actually read what this actually means, because we're just speculating here, right? Okay, Mars represents the desire for action and physical energy. So Mars in Virgo, these productive and busy people are goal-oriented, practical people. Although they can be a little scattered at times simply because they are doing so many things at any given time, Mars and Virgo natives get things done quite well. They have a knack for handling a wide variety of tasks at once and a tendency to take on perhaps too much at the same time, which is something I'm suffering from currently.
Yes, and then like trying to organize it is so hard.
A lively spirit, alert and ingenious, but can be sarcastic, critical, and provocative. Ooh.
Yeah,
she is
that's
quarrelsome at times. She expresses herself easily, does what she wants. Success is at the end of the road. She is capable and acts quickly.
What does that mean? Success is at the end of the road?
I think with what you're doing, it's inevitable for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not before me.
Keep reading me for
Not before
filth,
me.
mama.
I will reach success before she does.
Bitch.
Yeah. You have a tendency to impose your will upon others, which can cause severe
Do you
problems for yourself when they react in self-defense. You have a hair-trigger temper and may even resort to verbal or physical abuse when upset.
I don't mean it.
Learning to react to unpleasant circumstances with your intellect rather than your emotions comes with maturity.
Trying to get there.
All right, now it's time to read the big planet.
What does it say?
This is the planet that I think means the most when you are trying to navigate the dating world, marriage, relationships, friendships. This is how you're gonna show your love, and we're gonna read about her Venus planet.
I'm nervous.
So the Venus planet is the planet of love. This is something that I feel like far more people should be aware of. Like, way more people should be aware of this, and they're just not. So Venus represents an interest in emotions and values, exchange, and sharing with others. I've always read this as the love planet. Okay, so let's read what Venus and Taurus actually means. It's like descriptive. Love for Venus. What did you say?
Give it to me, baby.
Love for Venus and Taurus centers on the physical world and creature comforts. They revel in sensual surroundings. These people project themselves as solid and comfortable. In fact, something about their manner promises that they will be satisfying lovers and partners. They need a certain measure of predictability and dependability in their relationships. If their sun is in the more spontaneous signs of Aries or Gemini. So with this Venus and Taurus, because Taurus is another earth sign that like really thrives in predictable, I would consider kind of boring environments. You particularly.
I'm not boring?
No, I know.
Is that why I love my husband's Virgo placements?
Probably. Gemini and Aries and like sometimes Libra are described as spontaneous. And that is opposite of a Taurus. Tauruses are, typically not spontaneous. They need time, they're slow moving. If you can think of as heavy as a bull is, they don't move fast. They're just, when they do move fast, they're coming at you, they're charging, right?
Yeah, okay.
But they typically aren't bothered. Your Venus and Taurus needs a bit of predictability even if you have a Gemini placement.
Yeah, I think I completely agree with that because I'm super spontaneous, but I do like to plan. I try so hard to plan. I like it.
So Venus and Taurus people can be possessive in love.
Yeah, I wouldn't agree with that at all. I feel like I'm so not possessive because it's like he's going home with me at the end of the night. He's not, like, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm so secure with Brady. Like, I don't feel like he would ever, like, I really feel like he loves the shit out of me.
I don't think for one second that my man would start, like, a full-blown affair or actually, like, cheat on me. But that doesn't matter to me. Like, in my nature, I'm still just a jealous, possessive person.
Really?
Like, I'm like that with, like, my friends.
I feel like that's gotta be because you, like, you push your passion with, like,
it's
fire
like,
and anger.
It's like mine.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. And I have to check that because it's not everything is mine. Not everything is about me, but I think it goes back to that classic Leo trait of like,
Yeah.
it's like a me thing.
What do you think is playing to make it so that I'm so not jealous?
I think there's a difference between the terms. I think they get kind of
Or not
jumbled together.
possessive.
There's insecure,
Yeah.
which I think is not what either of us are.
Yeah. Can be a little possessive.
I'm openly possessive.
I
I'm
really
very
like
possessive.
when people, like, I know this is weird, but I love when, like, girls are like, oh my
Who's
god, that guy is
that?
so hot. And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
it's a compliment to
it's-
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we in the wrong for that?
I'm
No.
openly possessive. If you don't like possessive, territorial people, like you can't be like my friend or my lover. I am possessive in the way that's like, well, do you think that's the best for you? Like, do you, you know what I mean? Like I
you
feel
want
like
them to have the best.
yeah, like I'm almost possessive over their
Yeah.
experiences even. Like I'm like,
Same.
well,
Wait, yes,
yeah.
I get that a lot.
Yeah.
When I care and love for anyone, and maybe that's why I'm so selective. I want the best for them, so I will like push them to have the best.
yeah.
Whether it's a friend, husband, or whatever.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. Don't you just want a higher quality of life? Isn't this just
Yeah,
better?
yeah, I get that. I
But-
get that.
Yeah,
That
so
makes sense.
It
You
goes
just
one of two ways.
care.
I just care.
Let's spin it. You care so much
I just
that
care
you want them to
so
have
much.
the best. Point out 3 flaws in me.
You?
Yeah, give me my high quality of life, bitch.
Okay. You want me to tap into my Virgo placements right now on camera?
Let's go.
You sure? If you say less, it would mean more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. I
Okay.
need to be more brief.
Wait, let me go.
Yeah.
You should mirror less and just be in your own feelings. You mirror people.
I'm so adaptable.
You are. So then the third thing I would say would be once you master the art of preparation in advance,
Yeah.
you'll be completely unstoppable. Because it's something that I have to work on too. I like,
That makes sense.
I'm a
I can't
bad
plan.
planner
I'm so bad at it too.
because I just feel like everything's gonna fall into line and
Same.
I'm really overwhelmed.
You are
easily.
a bad planner.
I'm a bad planner. Friendship level in your relationship needs to be genuine in order for you to sustain a romantic interest. This is true for me.
Yeah, I think that's very true. I mean, I think you just need to have that, like, the friendship is like the closeness almost that you have with a person. So, like, I don't know, I feel like Brady is like my closest confidant. I mean,
you.
if he wasn't, I don't understand why.
Why I would be in a
would
relationship with him.
Why?
Yeah, you have to be my best friend.
Yeah.
That's my possessiveness. I think that's a little bit of yours too. Like you have to be my bestie.
I feel like it's so natural for us, though, that it doesn't feel like a possessive thing.
No, I don't think possessive is bad. I think insecure and like jealous and envious are bad things. I think
Yes.
possessive is like mine. Like you're in my solar system. So you're
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
you're
yeah.
here, you're close to me. I
You're
keep
really
you
good
close.
at explaining this stuff.
Yeah, it's different. I mean, I think in layers. And so it's just like
Yeah.
there's layers to like everything to me. Okay, Kailin, your whole chart has been read. Are you destroyed right now? Are you intrigued?
No.
Are you enlightened? How do you feel right now?
I feel very enlightened.
Okay.
I feel like I've learned a lot.
Really?
I love hearing you talk about astrology because I feel like you think of things that like I've never heard but also have heard, but you explain it in a better way. Yeah, I don't know, man. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. I feel like you really read some
you for-
shit.
I love doing this because it also helps me get to know people, and even though
Mm-hmm.
Kailin and me click so naturally, it really helps me understand why we click so well.
Yeah, what do you think are the most important placements for someone's personality?
Yeah, if-
because like the sun sign, everyone
Everyone
their
knows
sun
that.
sign.
Yeah, I think that's number one. Know what your sun sign is. Your sun sign is how you operate just in general. So it
Yeah.
is, you're gonna relate to a lot of it. If you're looking for love and you're dating and maybe you're even having a relationship breakdown, look into your Venus. This is your love planet. This is why you and whoever you're having an issue with or you're getting along really well with are gonna be compatible in regards to the zodiac. And if you're having a communication breakdown, look into your Mercury. You wanna know how you're talking about things, how you're connecting the dots and problem solving in your own mind to express that to who you're trying to communicate with. And then if you're you're struggling artistically or you're really trying to figure out what you want to do in life, look into your Mars. That's your passion planet. It's your desire planet. It's your impulse planet. It's the planet where you're gonna fight, you're gonna it's like all of these things that you make split decisions on. So
I
you
think
wanna
the
be in tune
Mars
with
is
that.
the most interesting. It's so interesting. I know this is like totally off topic, but like while we're talking about how big the universe is and how small we are, isn't it crazy to think who else is out there?
Dude, don't even get me started.
I get
man.
like really into.
Do you believe in aliens? Comment down below.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on your channel. This
You're-
was so fun.
I
feel like
missed you so much,
You really
guys.
read me for them.
Let me know down in the comments if you guys want to see more content from me and Kailin, but I think I already know the answer. You guys have begged us for this. I hope you guys got to know Kailin a little bit better reading her natal chart. All of my zodiac nerds, comment down below what you guys think about her chart. And if you're not a zodiac nerd and you are just getting into this, you are welcome here. Let me know what you guys think about me reading people that have no idea about their natal charts. Let me know if this is something that you'd be interested in because I'm thinking about doing
They're
some
gonna
fan
be
favorite
interested.
call-ins. friends. That might
That
be
would
fun.
be really cool.
I don't know, maybe a podcast in the future?
I don't know, maybe.
All right, you guys, thank you for joining me for today's video. Make sure you guys are giving me a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Make sure you guys are following me on all of my socials. I am STRASHME on every single social media platform except for Twitter. I am STRASHME with 2 E's on Twitter. And where can they find you, Miss Kailin Chase?
I am at Kailin Chase, Kailin everywhere except for Twitter. Kailin Chase with 2 E's.
What is it about Twitter, man?
It's because I had like 15 accounts when I was 10.
It was me too. I actually made my own account and then I blocked my own name. Thanks so much for joining me for today's video, you guys, and I will see you next time.
Bye, you guys.
Don't you know that you're beautiful?